What's going on, guys? I'm Jade Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about AEW wrestler Jade Cargill. Now, some of you may not know, some of you may know. Back in the day, I was a huge wrestling fan. And for years, I actually stopped watching wrestling. And I got back into it consistently over the last couple of years. I've been watching New Japan, some Ring of Honor, MLW. I like MLW, and now AEW, and I watch AEW pretty regularly. I might even start live tweeting, who knows. So I'm very familiar with Jade Cargill. She is a performer who has just now got her feet wet in wrestling. Now, Jade Cargill has the look of a professional wrestler. Like, she has one of the best physiques I've seen on a woman, or one of the best physiques, period. But that doesn't mean that it's going to equal wrestling ability. And Jade Cargill is very, very green. As a matter of fact, when she tried out for WWE, they probably were going to put her in the performance center for a couple years. And that wasn't what she was looking for. You know, she wanted to get on TV immediately. Now she's on AEW and they're pushing her. You know, when I've watched AEW, I've really looked at how the women's division has been. And it's clear to me that they were going to build that division around Brandy Rhodes, which would have been a huge mistake. Brandy can't even wrestle herself. Now, maybe she's gotten better. I know she's back wrestling. I haven't seen her yet, but I know she's back. I think she just did a dark match. But now you got Jade Cargill talking about how AEW fans hate black women, or wrestling fans, excuse me. There are not all, but there's a lot of wrestling fans that hate black female wrestlers. And I said to myself, I cannot believe they are she's saying this. And then the fact that you have black female wrestlers who actually are loved and appreciated, like your Bianca Belairs, like your Sasha Banks. Even Naomi gets a lot of love on social media. So I don't get this notion that people just dislike black female wrestlers. What I think this has a lot to do with, she's very cool with Brandy Rhodes. And a lot of wrestling fans are not fans of Brandy Rhodes, especially AEW fans of her, especially in the ring. And I think that she's speaking from a perspective of her and Brandy, because they're very cool with each other. And when she's bringing up black female wrestlers, she's only talking about a couple of people, because they have black female wrestlers in AEW. I don't see them complaining. Like, you have what's her name, Red Velvet. She's not complaining. She can wrestle. That's the difference. But the thing is, when you're being pushed like Jade Cargill is being pushed by AEW, Tony Khan, as hard as she's being pushed, she's squashing people every week. You're going to be criticized. You're on TV every week. You're squashing people every week, or just about every week. You still need help cutting your promos. Your wrestling ability just ain't there right now. You're going to be criticized. You're in a tournament that you could possibly win for the AEW TBS Women's Championship. And the fact that Jade doesn't think that she's going to get criticized is laughable to me. You're getting a whole lot of TV time. You're doing all these squash matches, and you don't think that people are going to critique you? They are. Now, are there people who probably going overboard? Yeah, but they do that. Twitter is a cesspool. You're going to have weirdos saying and doing weird things on Twitter. That's what happens. That's what happens on Twitter every single day. But let's get into these articles, man, because Jade actually deactivated her Twitter as well. She's off Twitter, which is probably the best thing for Jade. I don't think she needs to be reading tweets. I think she needs to be focusing on becoming a better professional wrestler. This according to Wrestling Inc. AEW star Jade Cargill believes that some wrestling fans still have issues supporting black women wrestlers, which is totally not true. Bianca Belair got a lot of love. I don't see hate for black female wrestlers. I see encouragement for them. And let me just say this too, before I get into the articles. I have a lot to say. Cody Rhodes is white and male. Cody Rhodes gets booed a lot. Cody Rhodes deals with a lot more viciousness than Jade Cargill ever has. Does he have an excuse? Is he gonna say that they're not supporting Caucasian male wrestlers? Like, come on, man. She said, what do some, not all of you fans have against black women wrestlers? I hear it so much and it sickens me. It's 2021. I'm talking about it because everybody else is scared. I'm not. No, Jade, you're speaking to people that don't accept you as a professional wrestler, which is okay because you can prove them wrong. But instead, you want to complain to Twitter because you think that by complaining that people are just going to change up their criticisms, which are, I think, very valid criticisms. I don't think people are going out of their way to disrespect Jade whatsoever. But people like Jade don't want to be criticized. And listen, I'm not here to judge her. I don't know her. I don't think that she's a bad person whatsoever, but I have to call some of this out. I just think it's fake outrage. I think it's a lot of Karen behavior. I think it's a lot of, looking for battles that you really don't want to fight. You don't want these people knowing that you have rabbit ears, because once they know that, they're going to troll you even harder. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what's going to happen. Through another tweet, Cargill clarified that she wasn't referring only to her, but black women wrestlers in general. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Bianca Belair? Are you talking about Naomi, who I think could be booked better? Are you talking about Sasha Banks? Like who are you really talking about? I think Jade is talking about her and Brandy Rhodes, because Brandy Rhodes is awful in the ring. She has a lot of go away heat. I think she desperately wants to be a professional wrestler, but no one cares. So I think when she's speaking, she's only speaking on a couple of people, because there's a lot of other black female wrestlers who are successful. And I'm sick and tired of these melanated women complaining about how people are against them, but in another different time, they'll brag about their accomplishments, and they will tell us as black men that we need to catch up to them, that we don't need to make excuses. I don't see black male wrestlers making excuses, Jade. I see you making excuses because you have people who don't like you as a wrestler, not as a person, but as a wrestler. They think you're awful. They think you're a botcher. They don't like Brandy Rhodes. She's walking go away heat. And that is why you're speaking up, because it's not just you. It's you are defending her and yourself, basically, because I don't see any other black female wrestlers complaining except you. Do you see women complaining when they have to get squashed by you on Fridays? Look at all the women wrestlers she squashed. Do you see those women complaining in those 30-second matches? No. AEW is pushing you hard. Maybe you should talk to Tony Khan and tell them, you know what, maybe I need to take a loss here or there. Maybe I still need to work on some things, refine some things. I don't think she's doing that. And you're not gonna shame people into accepting you. Cargill, who remains undefeated as a singles wrestler in AEW, is 2 wins away from becoming inaugural AEW TBS champion. She defeated Red Velvet on November 17th episode of AEW Dynamite to earn her spot in the semifinals of the tournament, where she will face Thunder Rosa. The inaugural TBS champion will be crowned January 5th edition of Dynamite, which will be the TBS premiere. As noted, AEW President Tony Khan recently referred to Jade Cargill as AEW's Rookie of the Year, which I think is a mistake. But again, if she's ready for that spotlight, she should know that people are going to feel some type of way because they don't see her as a Rookie of the Year, because people see her as somebody who's manufactured and somebody who's being pushed, and not somebody who's organically getting over with the crowd, because she isn't. She really isn't. But she does have fans. I'm not going to say that Jade doesn't have. Jade has fans. She really does. There are people that support Jade. They rock with Jade. But Jade has rabbit ears. And that is going to be her Achilles heel. That's why the best thing she could do is get off Twitter. And one of the favorites to win the TBS title. I think she's clearly the Rookie of the Year, Stress. I think she is definitely one of the favorites to potentially be TBS champion. The crazy thing is when you see Jade, not only is Jade a beautiful woman, but one of the most dangerous and powerful competitors in pro wrestling. I think Thunder Rosa is going to have her hands full in the semifinals to Jade. Let me tell you something right now. If Jade thinks she's getting heat now, if Thunder Rosa loses to Jade Cargill, oh man, I'll tell you what, the wrestling nerds are definitely going to go in on her if she wins, because Thunder Rosa can wrestle. Thunder Rosa's a fan favorite. She is a baby face. She's somebody that definitely deserves to be pushed. But I'm telling you, if Jade beats her in like 2 minutes, it's gonna be a problem. Oh man. These are the tweets here from her Twitter. Her Twitter is up, but I think she has deactivated it. Let's see. It's not just about me. It's about black women wrestlers in general, and lie about it and say you don't see it. Guess I can't keep it real on Twitter or even ask a question anymore or understand, huh? LOL. Let's see. Jade deletes Twitter. This is according to Ringside News. Jade Cargill has had enough with wrestling fans on Twitter. The AEW star deleted her Twitter account early. Her Twitter is still up. Her Twitter is still up. Her Twitter's still up. Those tweets are still up. God damn it. The AEW star deleted her Twitter account earlier today. The account is showing as inactive at this time. No, that Twitter account is right back up. Because I tell you, they can't give it up, you know? Cargill posted news on her Instagram story. The Instagram account is still active. Jay posted a screenshot after she deleted her Twitter account, captioned, "Goodbye, Twitter." Recently, Jay commented via a tweet that she's sick of the fans hating on black women who wrestle, which is a total lie. Nobody's hating on black women that wrestle. You just can't wrestle. She says she was going to start talking about it. Apparently, the backlash wasn't worth it, so she deleted the account. Let's see. This is the post. Of course, she got to post about it on Instagram. But what's crazy is that I believe the Twitter account is still up. The Twitter account is still up, baby. It's still up. The Twitter account's still here. You know? Come on, man. She's just looking for some attention. Listen, man, I wish Jade nothing but the best, man. Listen, I'm rooting for Jade. I don't want Jade to fail. I want her to succeed. I like seeing black people win, which is why I want her to be doing less talking on Twitter and more on getting better as a professional wrestler. They've been pushing her for almost a year now. So I think that she should just work on that instead of trying to win over, wrestling fans on Twitter whose opinions should not be that important to her. So y'all be seeing in the comment section below, man. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.